this three-match series coming between Asia Cup and the World Cup. Do you see it as a boon or do you see it as a place to experiment? What is your view on this three-match series?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I think it's it's a bit of both. I think obviously we want to, for starters, we want to try and win the series, and we want to play good cricket in the series. But also, I think it gives us an opportunity to be able to, ensure that there are some players in our team who probably need the game time. Who need time, who coming off a little bit of injuries and time away from the game. So for them, it would be nice to have these games in the lead up to the World Cup. And there are some other players who've been playing a lot of cricket for us who we'd like to give some breaks and maybe rotate them a little bit and see how it goes. So it's a mix of both. I think it's one of those series where, I think, certainly with our fast bowlers, and we've already maybe in the team, you've seen with the team, some of the boys are not playing the first two games, so we'll also rotate our fast bowlers a little bit. But there are some other guys, who it would be nice that we're having these three tough games to give them the opportunity to be able to play three tough games before the World Cup.
Neil. Oh,
Navneet from GeoSci.
Hi.
What is the thought process of bringing back one Ashwin?
Yeah, I think having someone of Ashwin's experience to come back is always good for us. Look, I think someone like Ashwin provides you that experience, that ability to be able to also contribute with the bat at number 8, and is someone that we've always thought of that in case there were certain injuries or in case there was certain the opportunity opened up, then he was someone who was definitely always a part of our plans, to someone that we would consider, knowing fully well that someone of his experience probably, I know hasn't played a lot of one-day cricket over the last bit, but someone of his experience probably can deal with that really well.
Yeah, Rahul, what about somebody like Indian and Rohit and Virat who invested the first two matches? What is it that you've been in their position also? What is it that you see from them coming into this World Cup?
Yeah, I think with people like Virat and Rohit specifically, I think from our perspective, and like you said, from our perspective, it's really important that we get them to that first game of the World Cup in physically and mentally in the space that they want to be in. At this level, the amount of cricket that they've played, they know how they need to prepare themselves. And a lot of these decisions are made in discussion with them in an effort to try and get all our players, obviously not only the two of them, but certainly the senior and the more experienced guys kind of have their routines and know how what they need to do to get into that first game just in the right frame of mind. So a lot of these decisions are taken in discussion with them. We discuss with them on how best they would like to prepare in the lead up to big events and big events like the World Cup. And so, yeah, I think based on those discussions, based on those sort of mutual, we come up with some mutual decisions on deciding, that probably these two games were good games for them to take off just to refresh mentally more than anything else, and then come back in Rajkot, and then it's going to be a tough couple of months ahead for us.
For it was Surya hit 27 ODIs till now. Considering the kind of quality that we have in the Indian cricket scenario, do you think he needs to worry that 27th is the day where the final team needs to be announced? So, what does he need to do? Like, is it about uncluttered mind or maybe about one bad shot that's bringing about the downfall? Like, what's your assessment?
I don't think he firstly needs to worry about the 27th. I mean, that's not thing. We've picked our team for the World Cup, and Surya is in it. We made that decision to do that, and we completely back him. We back him because he's got a certain quality and an ability that we have seen. Yes, I know we've seen it at the moment in T20 cricket, but we know the kind of impact a player like him can make batting at 6, he can change the course of a game. So, we've completely backed him. It's been very clear about that. There's been sort of total clarity on the fact that we're completely behind him, and we know that hopefully he'll be able to turn it around. And these 3 games, again, he is someone who will get these 3 games, and at least the first couple certainly, to be able to again develop and keep growing on his journey as a one-day cricketer. But in terms of selection, no, I think we made our decision.
Two more from this side, then we'll go here.
Also, Rohit in his press conference said that you can't create part-time bowlers overnight. But it is a long question. When you played in your era, Sachin Mr. Tendulkar was there, Saurav Ganguly was there, you yourself, but the cricketer Lance Hughes, we all remember that. Later on, Yuvraj, Suresh Raina all chipped in. Why all of a sudden there's sudden drought in Indian cricket when the batters don't bowl? Is it because of the net bowlers we are traveling with, or the side arm throwers, or the batters they are not keen to bowl in the league? What is the reason?
I think it could also be because of the rule change. Maybe you haven't mentioned the rule change. Suddenly you've gone from 4 fielders inside the ring to 5 fielders inside the ring. I think that has drastically changed the ability of part-time bowlers to be able to bowl through the middle phase. If you remember when you mentioned all of these names and people bowling in this phase, a lot of these guys started when there used to be only 4 fielders in the ring. Right? In that kind of situation, you could use a lot of part-time bowlers, and not only us, a lot of teams did that. If you will notice, the number of part-time bowlers have gone down in other teams as well. It's not only in the Indian team. Partly it is because of 2 new balls. You have got 5 fielders in the ring in the middle overs. It's becoming more and more difficult for part-time bowlers to bowl and get bowling in that. It's not that they are not bowling in the nets. A lot of bowlers do try, they bowl in the nets. But if you don't get opportunities to bowl in the middle, then it becomes very difficult to develop your skill. And more captains and coaches are wary of the rules. So they will always look to play a genuine bowler in the mix because of the the 2 new balls and the 5 fielders in the ring, and also otherwise try to find genuine all-rounders in the team. So that the goal is really to try and find sort of genuine all-rounders in the team. But yes, it's something we are working on. It's not that we don't work on. We constantly work on it. We work on some of our bowlers being able to bat better as well. So you're constantly working on these things. But certainly you've seen since 20, whenever the rules changed, you would have noticed that a lot of the part-time bowlers would have reduced.
Last question from here.
Yeah, Coach, with now Rutu being replacing Rohit for the first 2 matches, now with KL also in the mix, you have Shreyas, and you mentioned giving more game time to Surya. So is there a possibility of seeing Ishan at top of the order, because you wouldn't ideally want him to do the game time before the World Cup? Is there a thought that Ishan could back up the order?
I mean, I wouldn't want to put out the playing 11 and all our thoughts here, but the idea is to be able to give them all game times, to try and bat them also, if possible, in positions that we think they might be playing in at the World Cup. Of course, we can't make everyone bat in exactly the same positions, because they're probably, if 2 or 3 of them are probably going to get into the final 11 of the World Cup. So ideally, I think we will be looking to bat people in the positions that we think they might be playing the World Cup in at this point of time. Of course, with someone like Ishan, he has been picked also as someone who can do kind of both roles. He's done the middle order role for us, but he is that spare batsman in the team who can bat up the order, as we've seen as well. So, he gives us that flexibility, apart from the fact that he's a wicket keeper. The fact that he can bat in the middle order and he can bat at the top of the order is a nice flexibility for us to have.
Yes, please.
राहुल भाई, जब 2021 में आप कोच बने तो एक ईयर तक बहुत सारे कैप्टन चेंज होते रहे, कोच आते थे, डिफरेंट इंजरीज की वजह से डिफरेंट रीजन थे. लेकिन एशिया कप के बाद क्या आप ये मानेंगे कि बहुत सारे जो बॉक्सेस थे उसको इंडियन टीम ने टेक कर लिया बिफोर द वर्ल्ड कप?
हाँ, ज़रूर. मैं कहूँगा कि काफ़ी जो एशिया कप की जो टीम हमारी थी, हम लोग लगभग यही प्लान कर रहे थे. हम जब आप इतना क्रिकेट खेलते हैं और इतने मैचेस होते हैं टीम के, तो आपको रियलिस्टिक होना पड़ता है. आपको जब मैंने शुरुआत पहले की थी तो फोकस T20 वर्ल्ड कप के ऊपर था. साइड बाय साइड वर्ल्ड टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप तो चलता ही रहता है, उसके ऊपर फोकस आपको करना पड़ता है. फिर उसके बाद आप वनडे क्रिकेट के लिए आप इस टूर्नामेंट के लिए इसमें फोकस करते हैं, तो ज़रूर पहले शायद एक साल में जो हमारी टीम्स हम लोगों ने खिलाई वनडे टीम, शायद हमारे जो मेन लड़के थे या मेन प्लेयर थे वो खेल नहीं पाए थे, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने ये महत्वपूर्ण समझा कि उनको T20 या टेस्ट क्रिकेट में फोकस किया जाए। उसके बाद शायद इतना क्रिकेट भी नहीं रहा है वनडे क्रिकेट इस 2-3 सालों में। तो अगर हम देखते हैं तो एशिया कप में टीम लगभग जो हमारी टीम थी फुल, शायद मैं नहीं कहूँगा फुल टीम, इसमें भी 1-2 इंजरीज ज़रूर थे, पर लगभग हमारी फुल टीम थी उस टूर्नामेंट के लिए। तो कोशिश यही रहती है हमारी और दूसरे टीमों के भी कि बड़े टूर्नामेंट के लिए आपकी पूरी टीम फिट रहे और पूरी टीम आपको पूरी अवेलेबिलिटी रहे आपके सब प्लेयरों की, जितना भी हो सके।
फाइनल क्वेश्चन।
अश्विन की वापसी काफी ज्यादा चर्चा में है एज कैप्टन ऑफ कैसे।
नहीं, बहुत अच्छी बात है। मतलब हम लोगों ने ऑलवेज ऐसे प्लेयर अगर हमारे पास है जो हम कॉल ऑन कर सके, अगर कोई इंजरीज हो तो एक बहुत अच्छी बात होती है हमारे लिए। वो हमारे जहन में ऑलवेज ये था कि अश्विन है हमारे पास और हम उनको बुला सकते हैं अगर कुछ इंजरीज हुई तो ये एक अच्छा मौका उनके लिए भी है, जस्ट अपने आप को टेस्ट करने के लिए, क्योंकि उन्होंने भी 50 ओवर क्रिकेट बहुत दिनों के बाद वो खेल रहे हैं। तो मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि इनके लिए कुछ ये ट्रायल है या ऐसा कुछ है। हम उनकी क्वालिटी जानते हैं, पहचानते हैं उनकी क्वालिटी, ये कोई उनके लिए ट्रायल वायल नहीं होगी, पर सिर्फ उनके लिए एक मौका होगा कि उनको ये फॉर्मेट में खेलने के लिए, टू जस्ट सी दैट ही इज प्लेइंग दिस फॉर्मेट एंड प्लेइंग मेनी गेम्स इन दिस फॉर्मेट, वी जस्ट वांट टू गिव हिम दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू बी एबल टू प्ले 2 or 3 games if required before the World Cup.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.